Right, and it could have an oversized impact here on Washington State because Washington State, Steve, is the most trade-dependent state in the United States. Entire country. Isn't that incredible? 30% of our jobs are dependent on trade. So NAFTA changes could have a big impact here. Our top export market is still China, but when we look closely at Canada and we look closely at Mexico, they're huge export markets too. Canada's number 2, Mexico is number 8. Last year, respectively, $7.7 billion of Washington exports went to Canada and Mexico. $2 billion. Again, that was just last year, so it's huge. What are the biggest exporters that we have? Well, just for Mexico, we'll drill down on Mexico. Oil and gas, fuel, $465 million last year. Number 2, airplanes. Boeing tips the scales all the time. So airplanes, the number 2 export to Mexico, $400 million last year. Industrial supplies and computers is number 3 at $235 million. And nuts, fruit like apples, famous Washington apples, is number 4 for Mexico. Also, our local companies are expanding into Mexico big time. They're big believers in Latin America. Boeing expanding in Latin America. Starbucks, Costco, over 500 stores in Mexico now and still climbing. Amazon just opened a fulfillment center there. Expedia opening a headquarters there too. So bottom line, NAFTA could have a big impact here. We'll keep breaking it down in the next hour.